Wuthering Waves is a single-player PvE game where enjoyment is the primary goal, not chasing the meta. Characters have unique styles, and even low-tier ones can conquer endgame content with investment or skill. Stronger characters may ease progress, but ultimately, choose what you enjoy. This tier list is a reference, as the meta is still evolving in this early stage.
Target sighted! It's a species.
Verina is a highly versatile support character in Wuthering Waves, obtainable through various banners. Her abilities include boosting team attack and damage through her passive and outro skills, healing the team and dealing off-field damage with her liberation skill, and providing a one-time revive every 10 minutes. This makes her a valuable asset for almost any team composition, ideally filling the third slot. Yinlin is a high-damage electro character in Wuthering Waves who excels as a sub-DPS, particularly alongside Calcharo. Her outro skill buffs electro and liberation damage, contributing significantly to overall damage output when paired with electro main DPS characters. This role is especially valuable due to the limited number of strong sub-DPS options in the game. While her buffs don't persist after swapping, her synergy with characters like Calcharo and Yuanwu, who utilize her Electro DMG buff, or even other DPS characters like Rover, Jiyan, and Encore, makes her a versatile and valuable addition to many team compositions. Jiyan, the first event 5-star character, is a top-tier main DPS in Wuthering Waves, particularly powerful when paired with his event weapon. Even without it, Jiyan offers unique utility through his ability to group light enemies with liberation attacks and his fast skill and liberation attacks that facilitate parrying. Overall, Jiyan is a strong and versatile DPS character, combining high damage potential with useful crowd control and defensive capabilities.
Woolly sense tingling! Here come the woolies!
Encore is a 5-star main DPS character in Wuthering Waves with potentially the highest damage output in the game. While her damage potential is impressive on paper, achieving it requires precise timing and execution, which can be challenging in actual gameplay. Nevertheless, her high damage ceiling and flexibility, allowing for playstyles as either a hyper carry or quick swap DPS, make her a worthy S-tier character. Calcharo is a strong on-field broadblade DPS character in Wuthering Waves who, despite being nerfed from his initial state, still excels when paired with Yinlin. His kit focuses on a combination of skill, basic attack, heavy attack, and liberation damage. Calcharo's Forte circuit involves generating cruelty through skills and consuming it for empowered heavy attacks. In his liberation state, cruelty transforms into killing intent, empowering basic attacks and, when consumed, unleashes a powerful attack classified as liberation damage. This intricate interplay of mechanics makes Calcharo a versatile DPS character who benefits greatly from support characters that boost ATK or electro damage. Havoc Rover, unlocked after completing the story, is a powerful damage dealer in Wuthering Waves, surpassing Spectro in damage output. Havoc Rover's enhanced Forte circuit and damage-dealing outro skill, combined with high-scaling liberation damage, make them a versatile character suitable for hyper carry or sub-DPS roles. Their synergy with the dreamless Echo Resonance and the affordable team composition of Danjin, Taoqi, and Rover, all without the need for healers, contribute to a high-damage, budget-friendly team strategy, with even greater potential as Havoc Rover is further upgraded in future updates. Sanhua is a free Glacial sub-DPS character in Wuthering Waves who provides a valuable basic attack DMG buff to her teammates. Her skill set, which revolves around generating and detonating ice with her heavy attack, allows for efficient play as a sub-DPS, requiring minimal field time. While she offers versatile support for characters relying on basic attacks, she falls slightly behind Yinlin in terms of overall off-field damage output. Nevertheless, Sanhua remains a strong choice, particularly for teams whose main DPS prioritizes basic attacks.
Come forth. Serenity. Clarity.
Jianxin is a versatile character in Wuthering Waves, offering a mix of support and utility through Liberation DMG buff, enemy grouping, shielding, and healing. However, her slow forte circuit generation and casting time hinder her performance as a sub-DPS, though swap canceling can mitigate this somewhat. She excels in gameplay comfort, particularly in Tower of Adversity, where her grouping ability is valuable. However, her effectiveness may diminish in the single-target boss encounters of Hazard Zone as players progress.
Vanquish. Judgment.
Danjin is a versatile 4-star DPS character in Wuthering Waves who excels as both a main DPS and sub-DPS. While her damage has been slightly toned down from the CBT version, it remains sufficient for clearing content. She embraces a high-risk, high-reward berserker playstyle, sacrificing health for increased damage output, but also possesses self-healing capabilities for those willing to take the risk. As a sub-DPS, her outro skill provides a Havoc DMG bonus, making her an excellent partner for Rover. Mortefi is a valuable off-field DPS character in Wuthering Waves, capable of dealing significant damage while another character is active. His liberation allows frequent coordinated attacks, particularly heavy attacks, synergizing well with DPS units focused on them. His outro skill further amplifies heavy attack DMG, making him an ideal partner for characters like Jiyan. Though specialized, Mortefi's synergy with Jiyan establishes him as a meta resonator. He can function as simple support at lower investment levels and evolve into a powerful support or sub-DPS with further investment in abilities and echoes. Baizhi, a character acquired early in the story, is a healer who focuses primarily on restoring party members' health. Her skill heals while dealing minor off-field damage and also provides a small ATK buff. With the Healing Echo set, she can further enhance the team's ATK after healing. Although primarily a healer like Verina, Baizhi lacks Verina's offensive capabilities. However, she remains a valuable asset, particularly for secondary or tertiary teams in the Tower of Adversity due to the limited availability of healing support options. Lingyang, despite initial negative reception in CBT, has proven to be a competent 5-star character comparable to Calcharo in Wuthering Waves. His strength lies in weaving skills and basic attacks into chains, while his forte circuit elevates him mid-air, empowering basic attacks. However, this enhanced state restricts dodging due to being airborne, requiring careful timing to maximize damage output. While his empowered basic attacks synergize well with Sanhua's buff, Lingyang's overall value remains limited to being another main DPS option. Taoqi, primarily a defense-oriented character in Wuthering Waves, shines as a support through her shielding abilities and heavy attack defensive stance. Her skill generates shields and heals herself, while her outro skill buffs skill DMG. However, her slow attack speed and shield-dependent forte circuit activation make her less agile than other supports. Despite this, Taoqi remains a valuable asset as a third-team support, particularly when utilizing the rejuvenating glow set and Turtle, Boss Echo for their combined 100% damage reduction potential, proving especially useful against challenging boss attacks. Rover, the starting character in Wuthering Waves, offers a decent but not exceptional kit primarily focused on dealing spectro damage through their Forte circuit. Empowered basic attacks fuel the circuit, enhancing Rover's skill, while their outro skill provides a brief time stop for extra damage. While lacking in unique utility, Rover can function as either a main DPS or quick sub-DPS. As the main character, Rover benefits from reaching Resonance Chain 6, granting a valuable Spectro Residential Shred ability, particularly useful for future Spectro DPS characters and solidifying Rover's role as a sub-DPS. Chixia, a free-ranged main DPS character in Wuthering Waves, offers the advantage of attacking from a safe distance and dealing competitive damage with her basic attacks and Forte circuit. This ranged playstyle can be particularly beneficial in the Tower of Adversity due to the limited healer options. However, her inability to hit multiple enemies outside of Liberation and lack of parrying ability hinder her performance in multi-enemy scenarios and boss encounters. Pairing her with a character capable of easy parrying can compensate for this weakness. Yuanwu is a versatile electro character in Wuthering Waves who offers a combination of off-field damage and main DPS capabilities. While his overall damage output falls short compared to dedicated DPS characters and his sub-DPS role is somewhat lacking, he compensates with valuable utility. Yuanwu excels at breaking shields, stunning enemies, and tanking hits with his anti-interruption ability. With sufficient investment in his defense, he can even function as an easy mode main DPS capable of withstanding significant damage in boss encounters. Yangyang, a free character in Wuthering Waves, is a simple DPS unit with the added utility of enemy grouping through her skill and liberation abilities. While her damage falls short compared to other main DPS options, her grouping ability proves valuable for crowd control, particularly in the Tower of Adversity. Additionally, her outro skill provides energy to the swapped-in character, further enhancing her support role.
Broker of information open to negotiations at the right price. What if you try to hustle a deal?
Aalto is primarily a sub-DPS arrow resonator in Wuthering Waves, focusing on off-field damage and utility. His kit prioritizes quick attacks and movement speed, granting a guaranteed crit every 30 seconds, even while off-field. Though playable as a main character, his strengths shine as a secondary DPS. While his outro skill complements arrow characters like Jiyan, Mortefi currently outperforms him in the sub-DPS or support role. This Wuthering Waves Resonator tier list provides a starting point for players to understand character strengths and potential team compositions. However, it's important to remember that tier lists are subjective and can evolve as the game progresses and players discover new strategies. Ultimately, the most fulfilling experience comes from choosing characters you enjoy and experimenting with different playstyles, regardless of tier rankings.